What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon GO Battle League content. Today's video, we're taking a look at an interesting team here featuring Shadow Quagsire and Golisopod and Skeledirge in the Great League. Some really fun, interesting Pokemon to play, and I want to see how these battles go. So let's jump right into it. Trainers, if you'd like to submit battles to the channel for Shoutcasting, there's a link in the pinned comment description. In order to find that form, you can submit your battles, as well as joining the Patreon Discord through Patreon or the YouTube membership. Or you can also get me on coaching on Metafy. All those links are in the description of the pinned comment. Let's get into these battles. Getting into the first game, we've got Dewgong on the lead. Nice thing about this matchup here is that the Dewgong is outpaced to the first move. Quagsire gets to the Stone Edge one turn before, and that's going to make it so the opponent is forced to decide whether they want to shield or take a lot of damage. They shield, and then Golisopod pops in, and the nice thing about Golisopod is that it resists all of the damage. The opponent comes in with a Bastiodon. I'm sorry, what? Why is there a Dewgong and a Bastiodon? You're ABA weak to fighting, trainer. This is not a good idea. Going for another liquidation. These liquidations hurt. Bastiodon is not going to enjoy taking all of this damage. And honestly, I wonder, oh no, we're not going to be able to, oh dude, if you shielded, you could get switch advantage, which would be kind of interesting, but that's okay. We're going to let that go. Stone Edge is going to take out the Golisopod, taking shield advantage. Hopefully Skeledirge can make something happen here in the end game as Quagsire gets the farm down. Quagsire easily going to be able to tank one of these moves and hopefully get to another move here before the opponent can get to one. It's going to be very close here. Just able to get there. I think they were still 2 away. So they overfarmed by 1, probably trying to go for good timing, possibly. But then immediately swapping into Skeledirge, the opponent going for a charge move, risking that biscuit, getting for the risking for the biscuit. Gonna throw the shield up in case they were trying to throw the drill run here. Double shield, doesn't want to deal with drill run at all. Opponent going for 2 icy winds. That has got to be, feels bad. Absolutely. Going for 100 energy here on the Skeledirge before we throw the Shadow Ball. And I don't know how much it does double debuff. Not even enough to KO. Going immediately for the Disarming Voice before the opponent can make that drill run happen. Able to take out Dewgong, and the game is now getting lagged out. And it's hard to say, depending on what they have in the back, it's hard to say. The opponent may have either force cut their app or they may have lagged out. Interesting little tidbit. No, they definitely force closed because they knew they were going to lose this one. Oh, trainers, don't do that. Come on now. And if they didn't force quit, I know there's little bugs going around. If you got your Go++ connected to the game while you're playing GBL, it can lag you out at the end of a game. But, you know, I can sometimes put 2 and 2 together. Just hit the surrender button if you're gonna leave. Don't you're not doing anything. The person's still getting a win. Whether we get it or not, that's all that matters. Good game. Also, I just want to shout out how fantastically dressed this trainer is. That outfit is absolutely lit. Getting a really awkward lead here with a Whiscash in the lead. Stone Edge not doing too much here, so going straight for the Mud Bomb into the Whiscash. The opponent opts to not shield it as it wouldn't do too much damage, but their own Scald is going to do quite a bit, and they're going to just go for it. Opponent going to get that. They got to go for Scald, right? Yep, Scald. Hopefully no debuff. Every time, dude. Debuff, and then they catch on a Skarmory. Oh, trainer, you don't know what's in store for you. Skeledirge is about to come in and make you very sad. Trainer, gonna get... This is why I don't save swap Skarmory. It's just, this is the kind of stuff that happens when you save swap with Skarmory. Gonna shield up once here. Probably gonna shield up that potential Brave Bird. The opponent gonna give this trainer the perfect amount of farm after that. And now the Whiscash really has to be careful because it is well within range of a Shadow Ball at this point. Disarming Voice is probably going to get the first shield, and then we're going to go straight for the Shadow Ball. I love this play, because afterwards they can bail out immediately into the Golisopod. Never mind. I thought the switch timer was up. See, I should pay better attention before I start letting things come out my mouth. But, going to be able to shield up that Scald, and now the Golisopod is available, and even able to catch a move here from this Whiscash. That might be a Mud Bomb, Scald. Yeah, Mud Bomb doing not real much damage. Not really much damage there. And able to get to the liquidation before the opponent's Skeledirge can get to a move. I have seen the Skeledirge, Whiscash, Skarmory team before. Makes a lot of sense. We're taking it out. Boom! And that's a good game. Very well played. Getting into the next battle, there's an Abomasnow on the lead. This is a really risky matchup here. I would imagine that given the moveset, I would actually opt to go into this Golisopod here, but the opponent throws early. They need to get to 7 in order to throw the energy ball, so this is an easy no shield from this trainer here. Going for the Stone Edge, looking to get the first shield or just obliterate this Abomasnow. And it gets the shield, gonna swap into the Golisopod here. X-Scissor is gonna do enough damage here to do just do a huge number on this Abomasnow. But gonna eat the energy ball. That's, oh my god, that's so much damage, man. Oh, wow, that's rough. Anyway, yeah, so now Quagsire is gonna have to be the one to deal with the Azumarill here. Unfortunately for Golisopod, it's not gonna have very much longer on the battlefield here, but that's okay, because the nice thing here is that we do get the liquidation buff and the trainer is up shield. So gonna probably see Quagsire come in just to try and get the energy off. I think that this might be a Skeletor sweep situation. No, we're gonna put a shield into the Quagsire. I like it. Gonna go for that Mud Bomb with good timing. I like the timing here a lot. Trainer definitely knows their stuff when it comes to move timing. So we're gonna throw this Mud Bomb with the defense drop. That's actually gonna do enough to take out an Azumarill, excuse me? And then Skeletor's comes, dude, that was so much damage! And this trainer also recognizes they can go straight for Shadow Ball. There's no need to bait here, as the opponent shouldn't be able to get to 2 digs. The opponent tries to call the bait, he gets absolutely eviscerated for it! And now, trainer can just shield up the Skeledirge and easily absorb any one move from this Abomasnow before going down. The opponent knows it and they concede. Good game. Getting into the next battle here, we're going to have Shadow Quagsire on the lead versus Swampert. Awkward lead. Swampert's Hydro Cannons do a lot of damage, but Quagsire's got a bit more bulk. Looking to catch a Hydro Cannon on the Golisopod. Very nice catch here. So the opponent throwing that Hydro Cannon, resisted damage. Let's see what they have in the back. Opponent staying in for a little longer to get that energy back. And then they're going to swap to try and make a catch of their own into a Lickitung. Very bad matchup now for the Golisopod, as those double resisted Shadow Claws do not head up very quickly. And Liquidation only does so much damage. Going for the X-Scissor at the last second, knowing the opponent was about to get to a move. Very nice counting by this trainer here. Able to get a little bit of damage off before the opponent lets a move through. And I think that's it. Yeah, you just don't shield this, you just let it go. And we try to make something happen. Now, the opponent going for a lick down. I'm pretty sure that was undercharged. And they do get a lick down. Quagsire needs to come in and eliminate this Lickitung before they can get to a move. Going straight for the Stone Edge. I like it. The opponent doesn't shield this. It will take out the Lickitung. But you have to be careful of that Swampert as it's sitting in the back there with plenty of energy and able to get to even the Earthquake here. I think they're just going to go for Hydro Cannon, try and bait that shield. Opponent sends the Hydro Cannon, not going to be enough damage. And Mud Bomb, rather, is going to come out and get the first shield. And I think at this point, very solid chance the opponent, I was going to say, very solid chance that the Skeledirge in the back could do well with the shield advantage. But now they've just brought in, they just brought in just a literal farm for Skeledirge. They're gonna get farmed down, dude. No. You don't have to shield anything. Even if it's a Psychic, you don't have to shield it. And the opponent going for Dynamic Punch absolutely seals the deal here. Full farm down all the way. Opponent does not even have Psychic, so there's no need to shield anything because it's all resisted damage. Dynamic Punch doesn't do nearly enough. And now the trainer exits with 100 energy here, able to go for that Shadow Ball, but they're going to lose CMP, unfortunately. With 2 shields here, easily going to be able to go for a Shadow Ball, Incinerate, and another Shadow Ball before the opponent gets to literally, they need to get to 3 Hydro Cannons, and there's no feasible way that they're going to be able to get there, especially if they throw right away like that, and let the entire Incinerate go through. If you're in this position, you definitely want to be throwing those two Mud Shots, because there's a chance you can get to it. You got to take it. Good game. Getting into the next battle here, we're going to have Shadow Quagsire against a Mew. Spice in the Great League here, love it, but Skeledirge and Golisopod, probably not bad options here in this game. Golisopod is the first to come in. You have to be careful about having that Wild Charge on the Mew, which is very common, especially it used to be. I don't know if it still is for all those Mew players. Let me know in the comments if you play Mew, what your favorite Mew set is. I'd like to know. So X-Scissor doing super effective damage would pretty much take this Mew out back and make it feel sad. Catching a Whimsicott? They caught on a Whimsicott? Okay. Yep, Whimsicott gets the move, and they take the damage, but that's fine. X-Scissor would have gone straight for the X-Scissor, because we just don't want to take a move here, but that's okay. Going to be able to survive a Seed Bomb. Good that it wasn't the Moon Blast or a Grass Knot. Grass Knot would have done more damage there, I think. And we're not going for Liquidation anyway. The opponent does give up their final shield, however. It's very dangerous now that we know there's a Skeledirge in the back. And Skeledirge easily is going to be able to absorb any one move from this Whimsicott, save the shields for later, and now it's up to the opponent what they're going to have in the back. Let's see what the opponent decides to pick in. Looks like the trainer's looking to pivot immediately to the Quagsire. They have a feeling it's not something that wants to be dealt with that. What the Skeledirge? Goodness gracious, my brain is going everywhere at the minute. Stone Edge is going to do a ton of damage to this Trevenant. Easily. Just save the shield for Skeledirge and go for an Incinerate down and then throw that Shadow Ball at the Mew. Doesn't matter what move the Mew has because it's only going to be enough for one. Going for the Incinerate farm down, able to take out the Trevenant in one blow, and Shadow Ball is going to come out and that's going to KO this Mew. And I'm going to get the button because you know what? Shadow Ball definitely does it damage.
Boom!
Does enough damage to one-shot a Mew no matter what HP it's at. Better believe it. Getting into the next battle, we got the Quagsire against the Shadow Dragonair. Battle of the Shadows here. And we're going to see who wins this fight. We're going to go for the Mud Bomb right away, going for it, trying to get some damage off on the Dragonair before the opponent's able to get to the move as they do outpace on the Quagsire. Going to get a shield from the Dragonair early here and almost able to make it to another Mud Bomb, but the opponent throws with excellent timing and counting, able to get there before the Mud Bomb goes off. Now, going straight for the second Mud Bomb. Not even waiting for any more farm or nothing. Getting the second shield, immediate pivot into the Golisopod because an X-Scissor might be enough from this range here. And the opponent going for a body slam, goes unshielded by Golisopod, and there's a Bastiodon in the back. Oh no, dude. Thankfully, Quagsire looks like it has enough left in the tank to be able to come in and deal with this thing, but now it's nice to be able to get this out. Very nice play here. Getting the rock types or really anything that Skeledirge really doesn't care for, gets it out here in the open for the most part. There's obviously some exceptions, but Golisopod being able to do that is very, very handy. Stone Edge getting shielded here, but Quagsire is going for a really nice overfarm. I like this a lot. Able to throw this Mud Bomb here and have another ready to go for the Dragonair or whatever else may come in here. And the opponent immediately comes in with a Deoxys defense form, and that means Skeledirge gets to come in and have fun. Because the opponent not going to be able to do too much here with this Deoxys, as it's very, very weak to Ghost types. Going for that Psycho Boost. It looks like they're waiting for the swap, going for the Disarming Voice, and they were waiting for it. They were waiting for it. It was coming, and it actually is better this way because if they had gone for the Shadow Ball immediately, it is a very solid chance that Skeledirge would not have made it to the Disarming Voice. So very heads up play by this trainer to go for that energy before throwing a charge move. Very nicely done. Getting into the next battle, we got Shadow Quaggy on the lead versus Deoxys. This is typically a pretty positive matchup for Quagsire and other Mudboys because the ground typing allows them to resist the damage. But immediate pivot into the Golisopod as the trainer has two better answers in the back for this Deoxys. And now we're going to see the X-Scissor do a ton of damage to the Deoxys defense. And Golisopod is already making its mark on this battle as we see a shield come up to block a potential Thunderbolt, but the opponent goes for the Psycho Boost and then drops in Lickitung into this matchup. Liquidation coming out from Golisopod. Gonna do a decent chunk of damage here, maybe even get a defense drop, but overall, like we said earlier, this is not a great matchup for the Golisopod because it's the Shadow Claws do nothing. They do like 1 damage each. And X-Scissor is going to come out. The opponent is overfarming in this matchup, looking to have some energy when they come out from beating up this poor Golisopod. Going for the Power Whip. Maybe they don't have any energy left, but now Skeledirge gets to come in and go for a full farm down. This should be a nice, clean 4 or 5 Incinerates. It looks like it might be close, but it could be 4 or 5. But either way, that much energy. Deoxys isn't coming in to deal with it. I don't care how many shields you have. That's not going to be something it's going to want to deal with. Getting to a move right before the end of the Incinerate, though. Unfortunate. No shielding, knowing it's just a body slam. Very good shield management here by this trainer. And hoping that Quagsire is going to be able to handle whatever's in the back with 2 shields. It's a Wigglytuff. This is dangerous. Okay, Wigglytuff is is a Charmer, and it's got Icy Wind, and this is they need 3 Mud Bombs before all the Charm damage comes through. And I don't even know if it's going to be enough for after an Icy Wind, if those Mud Bombs are going to be enough. So, no charging because we know that this trainer is going to shield it anyway. Going straight for another Mud Bomb. Nope, going for farm. Don't mind it. You need to make sure you get to 2. If you can't get to 2, then there's no point. The opponent has Ice Beam, not willing to TM their Wigglytuff this season to get Icy Wind on it instead of Ice Beam. Typically, if you're going to run Wigglytuff, you want to go for Disarming Voice and Icy Wind because those are the cheaper charge moves to have. Going to be able to take out the Wigglytuff with the Mud Bomb and take this game. Very nice move timing and well done. Getting into the next battle here. Looks like the final one of this video. We got a Venusaur on the lead. Very, very bad lead for this Quagsire. Immediate swap into the Golisopod here. And Golisopod is going to be met by a G-Fisk. G-Fisk, actually not as good of a matchup here as it seems. Even though it's got Rock Slide and has Steel typing. That doesn't really matter because it takes super effective from the liquidations, and one Rock Slide is not going to be enough to KO, which means that Golisopod is easily going to be able to get shields here, and I don't think that's even a farmable range because those Mud Shots are resisted. Throwing the liquidation on CMP here, very nice play, making sure they're counting the opponent's moves, taking switch advantage with no shields down, and in comes a Pelipper. Ooh, no. Pelipper. Nuh-uh, this is dangerous. Quagsire's got to come in and deal with this because there is a Venusaur in the back. Stone Edge would one-shot the Pelipper. Easy, clean, rocket out of the sky. Gonna shield up the Pelipper here and go for a Mud Bomb bait. I think the opponent has to respect the Stone Edge here, so this is not a bad bait. And the opponent does indeed respect it. The opponent farming up energy, going for another Weather Ball. Do you use your other shield or you save it for Skeletor's? Gonna use up the second shield, and the opponent full sends the Hurricane. That's a huge shield, and then the opponent catches the Mud Bomb on the Venusaur. Unfortunate, but the trainer here was very close to another Stone Edge, so depending on how this goes, Skeletor resists all the energy from the Venusaur. Farm down, go for the charge moves. If the opponent has energy, they can get to another Weather Ball here, but it's very close. They got to go immediately for the Disarming Voice, threatening that Shadow Ball. All they have to do is get the shield off. The opponent is not going to be able to get to two charge moves here, so they're going to have to throw immediately instead of being able to bank two for the Quagsire. So that means Weather Ball is coming out, and now we're going straight for the Stone Edge, and Quagsire able to get there. Stone Edge is going to knock Pelipper out of the sky, and I'm going to get the button right here. We go.
Boom!
Taking out that Pelipper. Very nice gameplay by this trainer here. Again, looks like a very fun, strong team. I know Golisopod is very, you know, it's like, I think C tier by most people's standards, but it's really cool to see it come out in the Great League. I know some people, including myself, who are really big Golisopod fans in this meta. Very risky to run, but it looks like it paid off very well. Love the gameplay here, and that's going to do it for me for today, folks. Thank you very much for watching the video, and again, thank you, anyway, catch you later, guys. Bye, before I go in circles. Goodness.